Welcome. My name is Dawn Macary with the Western Connecticut Area Agency on Aging, and we have a new show entitled Working Together with the Western Connecticut Area Agency on Aging. The agency serves 41 towns of Western Connecticut, and we offer free, unbiased information to individuals on Medicare and persons with disabilities on Medicare regarding Medicare insurance, Medicare the drug plan, Medicaid, if you're new to Medicare, respite care, the home care program, Money Follows the Person, assistance filling out applications, the Senior Medicare Patrol Project, which is Medicare fraud, and a variety of other programs to help keep individuals independent. And today we have a very special guest. We have Dee White, which is the State of Connecticut Senior Medicare Patrol statewide coordinator. Welcome, Dee.
Hello, and thank you, Dawn. I'm happy to be here and to provide some information about the Senior Medicare Patrol Program.
Very good. I'm happy too, because Dee covers the whole state of Connecticut. She is my boss, so I'm really delighted to have her. Dee, before we get started, could you tell the audience a little bit about yourself, how you got involved in this?
Sure. I became the SMP, which is short for Senior Medicare Patrol. I became the statewide coordinator in 2009, and it's a federal program that's administered by the State Department on Aging. And there's 5 regional coordinators of volunteers throughout Connecticut that I work with and administer the program with these agencies, with Western being one, and you as one of the coordinators of volunteers.
Yeah, well, I enjoy working with you. You're always giving us a lot of information about what to watch out for in Medicare fraud and things like that. What exactly is the SMP program, Senior Medicare Patrol?
Well, the Senior Medicare Patrol, SMP program, is basically a volunteer program, and our mission is to empower and assist Medicare beneficiaries, their families, and caregivers on ways to prevent, detect, and report Medicare fraud. And we do this through outreach, counseling, and education.
Right. Well, it's really needed, because there was an article not too long ago in the AARP magazine, $60 billion in Medicare fraud. Unbelievable. I cannot believe that amount.
It is truly unbelievable, and that is what we've been told is approximately $60 million annually that's lost as a result of Medicare fraud.
Oh my God, and there's even more loss with Medicaid fraud.
Absolutely.
You know, there was an article just in the paper about the food stamps, and people were selling them, and it's, you know, millions and millions of dollars are lost on that program there. What would be some examples of some Medicare fraud that people might encounter?
Some examples would include a doctor or a hospital or what we call a provider billing a beneficiary for services that was never rendered.
Okay.
Okay. Also double billing for the same service or item twice.
Oh, gee. Okay. Right.
And another example is billing at a higher rate for a covered service.
Okay, because I do know of one client that, one story that I have heard, that a client was billed for having his toenails cut, okay, because Medicare does not provide any toenail clipping unless you're a diabetic. So they billed this gentleman, and Medicare paid, and the gentleman happened to be a double amputee.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, so I mean, things like this happened. So I mean, it's all out there. It's all around us. And what is it? What can people really do to prevent Medicare fraud? Because when I hear that number, $60 billion, which is astronomical, I can't think past $1,000 here, and I'm thinking $60 billion. What can an individual out there watching our program today do to help fight fraud?
Well, one of the things that the SMP program focus on and encourage beneficiaries to do is to help prevent Medicare fraud by reviewing their Medicare summary notice. This is a billing statement that comes from Medicare, and we ask them to review it and look for any discrepancies or inaccurate information.
Now, how often do they get that summary?
This summary notice, beneficiaries receive it quarterly, And they can also go online to review the summary notice.
Okay, yeah, because I know there is a site, mymedicare.gov. If you are on Medicare, you can go to that site and sign up. I have signed up, and it really works well. And it does ask you a lot of questions. It's very, very secure. And you can see your summary notices right there, when you went to the doctor, how much the doctor was paid, if your insurance paid, and what you may have to pay if you don't have any extra insurance.
That's correct.
So, I mean, that really works out good. But I think you're absolutely right. The only way that anybody can do anything is to look at their summary notices. We've had clients that have been in the office and they were billed twice for an MRI and they only had one.
Oh my
You
goodness,
know, so
right.
other things.
Other things we encourage beneficiaries to do is also not to carry their Medicare card with them. If you're just to have on your person, if you're going to the doctor and you want to take the card with you to the doctor, fine. But to walk around shopping or just being out and about and having your Medicare card, that we stress strongly, do not do that, because if that card is stolen, someone has your information, they can take that Social Security number, which is the Medicare number
Normally.
normally, and they can actually use that number to to cause identity theft and other problems.
Other problems with that.
Yes.
Well, let's touch on Social Security and the Medicare card. Can you, because that's changing, correct?
Yes, there are plans to have a new Medicare number. They're going to remove the Social Security number and actually present a card that doesn't have that number.
So remember, out in the audience, you've heard it here first. You're going to be getting a new Medicare number
That is correct.
and a new Medicare card.
That's correct. And Social Security plans on doing this by the end, by April 2019. That should be in place.
In 2 more years, we hope.
Right, but they're working on it now because, as you know, there's a lot of beneficiaries, and it's a lot of work involved in doing this. But they finally decided to take this step, which is really important.
Absolutely, because you're out there with your Medicare card. There are many people that still carry it in their wallet, and if you lose it, somebody gets a hold of it, it's your Social Security number. It's just amazing the information that they can get with your Social Security number, opening up different accounts, charging
Absolutely.
things. It's unbelievable. Another thing I wanted to touch on too was this did happen to a person of mine, a friend of mine. She went to have the lab work done, and we know that Medicare B pays for the lab work. And a lot of people don't realize that when you go and you have your lab work, that Medicare pays, but you have to have a prescription with everything from Medicare. Isn't that correct, Dee?
Yes.
A prescription for everything.
Yes.
Okay. So she went in and she was starving to death. As you know when you're going to have your cholesterol checked, you're starving to death. And she said, well, why don't you have this other check, since this other blood test done, since you fasted? And the woman says, yeah, let's do that. And that's the wrong thing to do, because they have you sign what you call an ABN, Advanced Beneficiary Notice, which means that if Medicare doesn't pay for it, you have to pay for it. So your doctor has to prescribe these tests in order for Medicare to pay.
Exactly. These tests must be approved, and the doctor directed for you to have this lab work done.
Right.
If that's not the case, then you're going to end up having to pay.
Because it almost seems ridiculous. Sometimes you think, oh, I need a prescription for a hospital bed, but you do. Am I right?
That's right. It's a Medicare covered services must be approved by the doctors.
Okay. All right. So that's another reason to look at your Medicare summary notices. Let's say you've gotten a hospital bed, that it's on there, that they haven't put 2 hospital beds on, that if you've gotten a wheelchair and you didn't want the back cushion, that they did not pay for the back cushion.
Exactly. And the thing is, you really want to make sure that whatever service that Medicare is being billed for, because when the doctor submits those claims to Medicare for payment, they have to be Medicare covered claims.
Okay.
So you want to be sure that your doctor knows of what the service that you need, and he's going to submit a claim based on that service. So
Right. So this way here, again, you're back to the Medicare summary notices. You need to check to make sure that that's what you've had done.
Absolutely.
And I know that Dee has recommended in the past and probably would recommend today that every time you go to the doctor, you mark it down in a book. So this way here you can keep track of your visits.
That's right, Dawn. Another tool that we use with the Senior Medicare Patrol S&P program is we have what we call a personal health care journal.
Right.
And we ask beneficiaries to mark the date and the type of service that they are receiving whenever they have a doctor visit or lab visit, to keep track of it, keep a record of it. Even mark it on your calendar, because you do want to make sure that when you review your Medicare summary notice, that date of service and provider's name is accurate on your Medicare summary notice statement.
Right. Even if you're on Medicaid out there, which would mean in the state of Connecticut that you would have the gray Connect card, okay, you should still, even though the state is paying for your services, you should still check your Medicare summary notice to make sure you're not overbilled or billed twice for something.
Right. Reviewing the Medicare summary notice is very important, and it's a good way to look for errors or discrepancies or inaccurate information.
Anything that can happen. And also, I know sometimes they can bill for home medical equipment after it's returned. Is that correct too? Have you heard of that?
Yes, and that's something that the S&P program follows up on for helping assist beneficiaries in getting refunds or addressing that problem.
Right. Well, I know that Dee helped me. Like I say, I'm here with Dee White, and she is the statewide Senior Medicare Patrol Coordinator for the whole state of Connecticut, which has got a lot of, we're a small state, but we have a lot of people, right?
We sure do.
We sure do. But she had helped me out on a project, on a claim that I had. A client had called in, and she had a wheelchair, and she did not want the back cushion. It was written right on the statement, did not want the back cushion. However, when the woman got her Medicare summary notice, the back cushion was billed, but Dee was, with her help, we were able to get that resolved. So
Yes.
she has connections, I don't.
Well, it's just important, and we reach out to the beneficiaries and the caregivers and the beneficiaries' family members to review that Medicare summary notice. And if there is an item that you receive that you didn't order, because a lot of times beneficiaries receive things in the mail or at home, they didn't ask for them, they didn't order them, and they just show up, and the company will bill them. They'll bill Medicare.
Right.
So again, that's fraud, and that's what we want to tackle.
Yep,
the more we can do, the better we can help eliminate this problem.
Yeah, everyone out there, like you say, the 60 billion is such a large number, but everyone can do their own part, and it'll make a big part in the end.
That is true.
But I know that also sometimes people will let someone use their Medicare card. So let's say you have an uncle that came over from another country, let's say, I'm just use this as an example, and he's sick, and he is similar to you. You give him your Medicare card, here, use this, and you can get treatment. That's falsifying Medicare.
Absolutely, it's a strict no-no, and it's there's consequences for beneficiaries who do that.
Really?
Because you can actually there's a couple of consequences. Your medical information now is in jeopardy because what you had for your own self, and now you got some medical information listed that belongs to someone else. So again, that's a problem,
right?
Because
absolutely.
you can hurt yourself by doing that.
I never thought of it that way. Yeah, but I mean, people do this though.
Right, and also Medicare does look at the claims, and beneficiaries' files can be flagged as a problem.
Oh, okay.
So again, it can hold up something legitimate that a beneficiary is trying to have covered by Medicare because they're looking into another issue.
Okay, right.
And
I've also seen that they can sell their Medicare card to people. Have you had any instances with that?
I haven't encountered anyone doing that, but again, there's scammers out there that would love to get that number, and they would pay a beneficiary for the number, and the beneficiary may think, oh, it's no problem, but it is a problem because that scammer will use that number to conduct fraudulent billing against the Medicare program.
Yeah, because a lot of times they'll say, well, give me your Medicare number and I'm going to give you $50 or something like that, which is wrong,
Absolutely.
and it does jeopardize your own Medicare.
Absolutely.
And sometimes they can even say they'll give you a gift for it or something like that.
That's right. They offer all types of rewards,
Yep.
hoping that they can get that number, because there's a lot that they can bill Medicare with a valid Medicare number. And again, you don't even want the beneficiary to participate in this, because they can also have problems with Medicare itself and the fact that they want to receive Medicare services. Well, you can't, as a beneficiary, defraud Medicare also.
No, you can't. You can't. It's like I've had individuals call and say, like with the drug plan out there, that I don't take any drugs, but my wife takes a lot, and who knows if he's letting his wife use his drug plan. You never know. There's a lot of fraud out there, and you really have to be careful, because like you said, there's consequences if you get caught with any of this. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask about those free back braces and the neck braces and the knee braces.
That's a big problem, and folks will get these items. They are not free. You didn't order them, you shouldn't have them.
Right.
And you want those returned, and you do not want Medicare billed for them.
Right, because what happens is you see the ad on TV, you call the 800 number, which is nice. Oh, I'm going to get a free back brace or a free scooter maybe. And what happens is, as Dee and I have mentioned, you need a prescription for everything in Medicare. So they call you, you call them, then they get a hold of what your doctor's name is.
Right.
Then they call your doctor's office, and they probably might not get the doctor, and they get the nurse, and the nurse writes the prescription and sends it to the fraudster. So the fraudster then sends you a knee brace from Home Depot that he's probably paid $20 for, and he goes and he bills Medicare $400.
Exactly.
That's how that kind of goes. Terrible, terrible scam.
It's a horrible scam, absolutely. And it happens a lot. It happens a lot. I do receive lots of calls about supplies, medical equipment arriving at someone's doorstep.
Really?
Yes. And again, we instruct them, return it, contact them, tell them you didn't order it. If these companies will still want to bill you and expect payment.
Oh yeah, exactly, sure.
And, so the Senior Medicare Patrol SMP program will get involved with trying to resolve that issue.
Oh, that's great. I didn't realize you got all those calls. You're busy up there in Hartford,
Yes,
Dee.
there's a lot going on.
A lot of fraud.
The more we can educate beneficiaries, get the word out, fraud awareness, be alert, do everything you can to protect your Medicare card and your Medicare number.
And look at your Medicare summary notice.
And review your Medicare summary notice. That's the most important thing that we could do to help relieve this.
Absolutely. And remember, you're never getting anything for free. So that motor scooter is not going to be coming for free. There's always something with it.
That's right. There's nothing free.
There is nothing free.
And a red flag should go up. Be alert, because somewhere along the line someone's paying.
Yeah, because
and it's usually the Medicare program.
Because Medicare only pays for what's medically necessary. There are a lot of people that are diabetic, and they have to have their toenails clipped, okay?
Yes.
And that is covered by Medicare. But if you're going in just to have your toenails cut because, you feel like you'd like to get a nice soaking there, a nice little pedicure, so to speak, Medicare is not going to pay for that.
No.
It has to be something medically necessary,
with
ingrown
your
toenail or something like that. Otherwise, you need to just go to a pedicure salon.
Absolutely.
Medicare should not be paying for that.
Absolutely.
And Medicare doesn't pay for the glasses, only if you have cataracts.
Right.
Right, and no hearing aids, and no teeth. So but you have to just be careful of what Medicare does cover.
You really do. And again, reviewing your Medicare summary notice when it comes. So again, if you see a service that you know for sure, no, I didn't go to the doctor that day, and I didn't have a service on that date, please contact the healthcare provider, your doctor's office, and let them know that you see something on your summary note, your Medicare summary notice, that doesn't seem accurate, and you believe it's an error, and give them an opportunity to correct it.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely, definitely. Now, I know there's other instances out there in Medicare fraud where many people have caregivers in the home, okay, that are through an agency.
Right.
Okay, so if you have a caregiver through an agency and they are there to do housework, let's say, and they are supposed to be there for 3 hours, and there's a little sheet that you have to sign. So they say they're going to be there from 9 to 12, but on the sheet that you're signing, they're saying they were there 9 to 1. You have to be careful of what you're signing because that's Medicare fraud.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that
Billing
is something.
for services that you didn't receive. They weren't there the total number of hours that they're indicating on that form.
Right.
So that's billing Medicare for a service not provided.
Right, and then you have to watch out for the salespeople, improper marketing for salespeople. I know it like with the Medicare Advantage plans. That is, if you have an HMO, they cannot go door to door.
That's right. They are supposed to be, their presence is requested by the beneficiary. They are not to just go door to door without being requested by someone to come in and tell them about their plan.
Because I know there is one HMO, Health Maintenance Organization, Medicare Advantage plan, and I'm not going to name the name of this particular company, but they always seem to be out in the parking lots rounding up people to sign up for their plan.
Yeah, we have to be on the alert for things like that.
I mean, when you're getting something like that, it's like it's too good to be true. Why are they doing this? But what happens is with Medicare Advantage plans is they get paid by Medicare per individual.
That's right.
Because your Medicare, when you are in a Medicare Advantage plan, that means that you are not typically in the regular Medicare. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, but you still need to look at those summary notices there.
Yes, and your statements from your plan to make sure that the information is accurate.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. There's Medicare beneficiaries on the street. They can, people can come up to you and say, well, we can do this for you and we can do that for you. It's just you might look frail and they think that they can get you, and you just have to be aware that they can. But I do want to let the audience know that I am here with the State Medicare Patrol Coordinator, Dee White, and we are always on the lookout for volunteers. That
is correct, and volunteers are so beneficial for this program because the outreach that we do, we're statewide, so we have a lot of ground to cover, and the more volunteers that we can get to help us get this information out, the better it is for the program and for the beneficiaries.
Right. I know at Western Connecticut we will be having a volunteer training for choices and also for the Medicare Patrol program sometime in April, and you can contact us through that 800 number on the bottom, and you can also get a hold of, did we put your phone number down there, Dee, or?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Well, they can certainly contact me and I can get a hold of you. If you have any problems with any of your billing notices, you want someone to sit down and go over a billing notice with you, you can call me. There are many times I can meet you at a library or a senior center to go over those billing notices, because when you get them in the mail, it's like looking at the credit card bill. It's like, oh my God, where do you start? So, but we're more than happy to go out to do that. And that's another reason why we are looking for volunteers for the program.
Yes.
Volunteers that can go out and distribute brochures to libraries, to senior centers, to senior housing.
Yes.
And it doesn't have to be a lot of time, but if you can just devote maybe an hour or two a month, we would be so greatly appreciate that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because of all the fraud. But again, I want to reiterate, check your
Medicare summary notice. Don't carry your Medicare card with you, and be vigilant. Don't accept free offers. Don't give out your Medicare number to anyone that just asks for it.
Right, right. If somebody calls you and they want your Medicare number, no, you are not going. You should not give it to them. Hang up the phone.
Absolutely.
If you call our agency and I ask for your Medicare number, okay, remember you've called me. Okay, our agency is very secure. We shred everything and all personal information is locked up. Okay, But if you call the phone company, they might want your social security number or something like that. But if someone calls you and says, oh, Mrs. Smith, what is your social security number? No, never ever give that out.
Exactly, and someone may call representing medics saying that they're from Medicare. It's a call that's basically a scam, and they might say, I'm from Medicare and you're going to get a new card, but I need your number. Medicare's not going to call you. Medicare knows your Medicare number. Do not give out your Medicare number over the phone.
Especially with these new Medicare Medicare numbers coming out. Well, I would like to thank our guest, Dee White, and the Senior Medicare Patrol Coordinator from the state of Connecticut, all the way from Hartford, for coming.
You're welcome, and I appreciate it.
And I would like to thank all of you for watching our show, Working Together with the Western Connecticut Agency on Aging. Together, we can help you with many programs available to keep you or your loved one at home.